there's nothing like up the party that Del Mar is, and we're glad to have him back here.
Yeah, Del Mar buzzing this morning. It's opening day at the racetrack, and we have complete coverage of the big occasion. It's been more than a year since fans were in the grandstands, some of the safety precautions in place, and what you'll see when you walk through the gates. Well, all kinds of fun at the track, but there's the main event, of course, and that's the races. We're talking with one of the sport's top jockeys about the challenges that he and his peers have had to overcome to get to today. ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
And welcome. It is a beautiful view of the Del Mar racetrack this morning. People starting to trickle in for what's sure to be an eventful day. Opening day for the summer season today, and today marks a big milestone for the racetrack, welcoming back fans for the first time in a couple of years due to the pandemic. A lot going on in Del Mar today, and we have team coverage to tell you all about it. ABC 10 News meteorologist Megan Perry is with me here in studio tracking the weather, and then out at the racetrack we have reporter Jared Aarons with some of the changes at the track. And of course, Virginia Cha anchoring from Del Mar this morning, covering all the big storylines heading into this big day. And let's get right out to you, Virginia. Like we said, a celebratory atmosphere today. Seems like ages since this many people have been out for opening day.
It really does, doesn't it? 2 summers we're talking about. The energy is definitely building. We're overlooking the paddock and you can see the horses going around here. Gates opening in less than an hour, and for the first time since 2019, we are going to have a summer crowd of thousands here at Del Mar for what is arguably one of the most iconic events on the San Diego calendar. Yeah, opening day, 82nd summer racing season at Del Mar. As Jim mentioned, it will long be remembered too, because things are going to be a little different here. Fans have not been allowed at the track since before the pandemic started. It is limited capacity, capped at 16,000 people based on the number of seats. So no standing in the infield, for example. It is sold out. People had to buy their tickets in advance, but don't worry if you didn't get a ticket. This season runs through the first week of September. So whether you're coming to the track today or later on in the season, you will definitely notice the differences in the wake of the pandemic, from a limited capacity to other adjustments. Let's bring in ABC 10 News reporter Jared Aarons, who has been covering and tracking all of that. Jared, people are going to notice the difference from the moment they see how they have to get in through the doors here.
Absolutely, Virginia. That's because it used to be that you could show up at Del Mar on any day of the races and buy a ticket, walk in, no problem. That is not the case this summer. All tickets have to be purchased in advance, either online or over the phone. And the tickets that you can get are different because this year, because of the COVID restrictions, there are no standing room tickets. So no one's going to be allowed to go and sit in the infield, and no one's going to be allowed to stand in this area, the tarmac, the stretch run, if you will, where usually people love to hang out. But you can notice some differences down here that they did to make this area accessible to people. They built some risers and some extra seating in the stretch run area to add some capacity. They also added all of these picnic tables to give people a place to sit. So that makes the capacity a little bigger, allows them to sell a few more tickets. They're thinking about 17,000 people should be able to come to the races. And even though you won't have a specific seat, you will still be able to move around, or rather you will have to be in a specific seat, but you will still be able to move around. You can walk to get food, you can walk to place a bet, you can even walk to go and see the horses in the paddock. That is still all okay. You just have to have a seat to return to. Even with all these restrictions, track CEO Joe Harper says this is still going to be a lot of fun in the sun where the surf meets the turf.
I think they're going to just have a great day, enjoy the food, enjoy the sunshine, the company, and the horses.
And when it comes to some of the COVID-specific restrictions, masks is a big question on everyone's mind, and the racetrack says they are not required. You don't have to have it if you're vaccinated, and even if you're unvaccinated, it's not required, but it is recommended. There are no tickets for today. It's sold out. But Virginia, like you said, the season goes all summer. There are plenty of tickets left throughout, and Harper told me they hope to expand capacity as the summer moves along. Live in Del Mar, Jared Aarons, ABC 10 News. Back to you, Virginia.
Thanks so much, Jared. So from buying tickets to finding your seat, a lot of changes to get used to. It's all part of the track's plan leading up to welcoming fans back into this venue. So what they did was they consulted with health experts to come up with a plan on what to do to make sure people coming here are safe. Track officials worked with folks at Scripps Health to come up with this reopening plan. Now, some of the precautions that came out of that: partitions at betting windows, extra cleaning and sanitizing stations around the track. Thoroughbred Club CEO Joe Harper says they learned a lot from the safety protocols in place during the fall and last summer's racing season, even though there were no fans.
We had masked police and temperature takers and everything else, and surprisingly, we had very, very few positives, and even then they were asymptomatic. So we were very lucky last year to get through.
So in addition to those precautions, the track is easing into big events like this. So for now, races only, no food fest or concerts afterwards as in years past. But again, hopefully going forward at some point that will change. Jim?
Virginia, thank you. And I see you're in that court area now where they kind of walk the horses through. You can check them out before they head to the racetrack, and you try to make eye contact with them and say, "Are you the one? Are you the one that's
Are you going to
win?"
win?
Yeah.
Are you going to win? I like it. But very exciting to see people back out at Del Mar. It's going to be a warm one. It's going to be nice. In fact, let's show you Del Mar right now. From looking towards the racetrack, a couple of horses out there this morning. We've been watching them warm up early this morning, in fact. And temperatures are at about 73 degrees in Del Mar right now. We're sitting in the 70s for most of the county, with 80s for our inland spots. And if you are headed out to Del Mar, temperatures are going to be in the 70s all afternoon. Low to mid 70s there, plenty of sunshine, so make sure you put that sunscreen on. The trick is always to reapply. That's how you avoid getting sunburned. Put their big hats on too. It's the hat contest today. It's also a little muggy. We are in the mid 60s rather for our dew point temperatures along our coast. So it is a bit muggy and warm and sunny out at Del Mar. And let's get out there back to Virginia. So much going on today, but the reason most people are there, the racing. And you're with one of the biggest names in horse racing across the world, someone who's defying the odds too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You were talking about asking the horses who's going to win. How about the jockeys? So you know the stars of the show are the horses and the jockeys. And Mike Smith, he is one of the most decorated jockeys in history. He's in the Hall of Fame. He has won more Breeders' Cups than any other jockey at 26. And he rode Justify to the Triple Crown in 2018, becoming the oldest jockey to win a Triple Crown at age 52, and he joins us now. So good to see you.
Good to see you.
So you're 55 now, no signs of slowing down, and certainly you have nothing to prove at this point. What keeps you going?
Yeah, the love of the horse first and foremost, and then I'm an athlete. You know, I love competition. I love the, you know, there's nothing like getting the opportunity to ride a big, massive, beautiful horse that weighs 1,200 pounds, and when you can cross the wire first, there's just no feeling like it.
Yeah, well, I can definitely say, seeing you close up, that you do not look 55. It surely is keeping you young. So, as you know, the Breeders' Cup coming here in November. Will you be riding in it?
I should be. We should. I've got some pretty talented young horses and some older ones that are heading that way. A lot of these races that you'll see here in the next few days are so-state prep races for the Breeders' Cup. So tomorrow is the San Diego, ride a horse called Royal Ship, who's got that chance to maybe be a classic horse. You know, not only the Breeders' Cup Classic, but the Pacific Classic first and foremost, and then hopefully onto that race.
As you know, a lot has been made about the safety of the horses, and Del Mar has certainly done a major job of overhauling their systems to try to make sure the horses are safe and healthy. As a jockey, from your perspective, how do you see those changes?
Well, Del Mar has always gone out of their way to make sure that the horse is safe. You know, when the horse is safe, we're all safe. You know, it's certainly our lives that are on the line out there on top of the horses. But I'm sure if you talk to every rider in there, I'm 110% positive that they've taken every precautionary. You know, this is a sport, you know, and things do happen at times. But Del Mar has gone over and above everything they can possibly do to make it as safe as possible. And I'm so excited and I feel great. Track seems wonderful. They're training really well over it in the morning. The turf course looks just great. So we're excited about a new meet with fans finally.
Yeah, right. Finally, the fans are going to be here to
Yeah.
energize the stands. Thank you so much for talking with us. I know you have a race today. Good luck in
Thank
that.
you.
And it's a gorgeous day. Mike Smith, Hall of Famer, just a thrill to talk to you. Thank you so much. And let's talk about the race schedule if you're not familiar. So as I mentioned, gates opening here for the spectators at noon. 10 races on the card today. First post is at 2 p.m. The last race is set for 6:40 tonight. Now, over the next 2 weeks, it'll be a Friday through Sunday racing schedule. And then after that, Thursday through Sunday through September 6th, Labor Day. And of course, opening day at Del Mar, it's not just the horses that compete. There's the hat contest as well, right? You're going to see a lot of people here decked out in their finest with the big hats and small hats because this is a highly anticipated event. In fact, I have a little something here as well just to make sure that I'm not left out. More than $4,000 in prizes up for grabs in 4 categories, and those are Best Racing Theme, Most Glamorous, Best Flowers, and Best Fascinator, the little ones like this. The contest starts today at noon when gates open at the Plaza de Mexico. The winner will be announced at 3 p.m. today. Grand prize is 2 tickets to the Breeders' Cup in November. That's a $1,000 prize package right there. Jim, what do you think about that?
Well, I think your Fascinator looks lovely, and I want you to wear that on the anchor desk the next time you're back in studio.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, okay. You said okay. We got it recorded. All right, Virginia, we'll be back with you very shortly. And we do have a lot more to come throughout the hour on opening day. In the meantime, you can find more on the big day at the races on 10news.com.